Yo, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, I'm drinking out of a straw right now. Do not judge me. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes. We're gonna let people come in if they're choosing to come in tonight. Oh, I got Loli's with me tonight, chilling out with the crew. How's everybody doing? Tonight, we're gonna be talking about cardio. Very basic stuff about it. Why it's important. Should you be doing it? How should you be doing it? How often? Just over the basic stuff of why it's important, and not really fitness myths, but where people get some things wrong. Drinking out of two bubblies. It's okay. It's okay. Like I said, we'll just wait one more minute and then we will get rolling. Y'all let me know if the music's too loud. Also, look at this. A little dad vest going on tonight. Looks good, I know. I know. Dinner tonight, my wife made some she made shepherd's pie yesterday. It was great. It's like ground beef with like some white potatoes and this hummus cheese. Man, max. It's good too. It's healthy. At least I think so. Some of you guys think carbs are like the devil. That's okay. That's okay. So let's get started. Cardio. Really, what is it? I'm gonna just break it down super easy for everybody. Cardio is just elevating your heart rate for an extended period of time. Now, there's a lot of different definitions of like cardio workouts, cardio routines, but just strictly cardio is just elevating your heart rate for a prolonged period of time. Usually when we all think about this kind of stuff, man, cardio, we think of cycling, swimming, running, jogging. Hold on one second. I had to tighten up my chair right there. But there's a lot more to it than just that. First and foremost, pretty much almost anything you do that's moving could be considered cardio, right? For someone who hasn't exercised in like 9.5 years, walking to the mailbox and back, ooh, that's cardio, you know? Getting their heart rate up and moving. So let's just get that out of the way. You don't have to run at 9 miles an hour for 2 hours for it to be considered a cardio workout. No. So elevated heart rate, prolonged period of time. That's what we're going to think about, okay? That's cardio. Now, a big thing that I do not like about cardio that's kind of in the fitness world, not in the fitness world, but a lot of people think is, if I'm trying to lose weight, I have to do cardio. That's not necessarily true. If you really break things down, cardio is not the quickest way to burn fat. You burn calories when you run, jog, swim, but it's not the most ideal way to get off that unwanted fat. Hold on, I need to load this music. It's like blowing up my ears. So if you actually look at my like title of the live stream, you'll see that it's not a picture of me on the elliptical or running. I'm actually doing these things called battle ropes. The reason I consider this cardio is because when I do this exercise, I do it for a prolonged period of time and it raises my heart rate. And I enjoy that better than jogging. So why should you implement cardio into your workouts? I think the main reason for everyone, I don't care if you're the most fit person in this live stream, in your house, in East Cobb, wherever you're at, it's good for your heart. You want a healthy heart, so do cardio. Plain and simple. Even if you're not trying to lose weight, do cardio. I consider walking cardio. I consider skipping cardio. If you're on a pogo stick, I consider that cardio if you do it for a certain amount of time, right? So first and foremost, it should be part of everyone's exercise routine because heart health. Plain and simple. We all want healthy hearts. If you want to live a long and luxurious life, you want a healthy heart, right? So let's talk about the different forms. Yes, we know walking, running, swimming, jogging. What all these have in common is that they're like a sustained tempo for a certain amount of time. So like you'll see someone jog for 20 minutes, or you'll see someone briskly walking for an hour. Those are great. Those count. But there's other ways too. And I really kind of wanted to dive into that. I know it's kind of like not the sole topic of this, but I think a lot of people forget about like interval cardio training, I'm going to call it tonight. And that's when you elevate your heart rate, let it go down, and then elevate it again. So a good example of this would be sprints. Doesn't mean you have to be Usain Bolt and run a 2.8, 200 or whatever he does, but jog, you know, for 100 meters, 100 yards, and then walk for 100 yards, and then run again. I think that, just in my experience and from what I've studied and from what I've done and what I've seen from other clients, is that that's a great way to burn a lot of calories. Still get that cardio aspect in there where it's pumping, you know, it's pumping blood throughout the body, but you also don't kill yourself because you're not running or jogging for a whole 20 minutes straight. Because I don't think a lot of us could even do that. Like if you asked me to go jog right now for an hour, I'd probably die, you know? But I think like people need to understand that anything you do, if you go to the mall and you're walking the entire time, that's considered cardio. And I think sprinting, for anyone who's trying to lose weight, not sprinting exactly, but interval, where you elevate your heart rate and then slow it back down, then elevate it again, is really, really good for burning those calories and trying to lose weight. And I think a lot of us are in that zone right now because of New Year's, that we want to lose a little bit of poundage, right? So two great ways to do this. One is with weights, and one is like I just said. You don't have to go around a track, but if you jog for a little bit, maybe go as far as you can until you feel like your heart's about to pump out of your chest, and then walk a little bit. Let your heart rate go back down, and then jog or sprint again. The way I like to do it, especially at our gym, is doing it with our weight training program. I do believe in, you know, that's a whole nother aspect of strength training burns more calories, or weight training does, from a time standpoint of how many calories are you burning in an hour and afterwards and all that stuff. Strength training is the best way to lose weight. But I do like to implement a little bit of cardio with the weights, especially at the gym. And how I do that is I'll do like stuff like circuits, where we'll do 1 or 2 or 3 exercises in a row, get the heart rate flowing. That takes about a minute to do, and then relax, and then go through the circuit again. Relax, go through it again. Do this about 4 or 5 times, and I'll tell you, be gassed. That's considered cardio. A lot of people are like, whoa, there's no way. Like, you've got to run for it to be considered cardio. No, like that's considered cardio. When I do battle ropes, I go for a minute, and then I take a 30-second break, and then I go for another minute. Cardio. So there are a ton of different ways to add that into your workouts. And I think too, a lot of people will say, hey, well, I'm going to the gym and I'm going 3 days a week, right? Which is great. They're also like, so I'm also running 5 days a week too, which is awesome. If that's a goal of yours, by all means do that. But if you're just trying to get a little bit of cardio in, you can actually do that while you're at the gym, is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to spend an hour at the gym and spend another hour doing cardio at home. You can knock both out at one time. But I think that kind of answers a lot of questions of, you know, what is really considered cardio. And I know I keep saying that a lot. I keep saying cardio a lot. I need to stop saying that so much. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hold on one second. Let me take a little sip. Boom. Why it's making that noise? How often should you be doing cardio? Well, I do think you need to have it be equal to the amount you're strength training. That's not for everybody. I mean, everyone has different goals a different amount of weight they want to lose, different body types. Some people are really thin, some people are a little bit bigger, you know. So, but my rule of thumb is if you're going to strength train 3 days a week, you need to have at least 3 days of cardio. And like I said, you can add that into your workouts. And a lot of people will then ask me, well, how long do these cardio sessions need to be? That's a great, great question. I can't answer that fully tonight and say, you know what, if you do 20 minutes, you're good to go. But 15 to 20 minutes of keeping your heart elevated, or if you're doing the interval, is a good rule of thumb for me. I think you're doing 15, 20 minutes, 3 days a week with, you know, with your strength training. You're doing your part in keeping your heart healthy. A lot of people want to talk about RPE, rate of perceived exertion. Man, I got that the first time. I'm good. Rate of perceived exertion. I think that's RPE. So I do that on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being like, this is really easy. 10 being like, I might die in my deathbed right this second. For me, cardio needs to lie somewhere from 5 to around 7 or 8. I don't think you have to kill yourself to see the benefits of cardio. I think brisk walking is great. I think jogging is great. But if you're going to talk about, man, how hard should I be going in my cardio? I would say a 5 to a 7 or 8. And the reason for that is if you go to a point where your heart is pumping so fast and you're pushing yourself so hard, you might be pulling more sugars and stuff like that from your body than fat cells, right? Because your heart rate is so high, your body's like, I need energy right this second. Where can I pull it from? So for a lot of us that are trying to lose fat and gain muscle, you want to keep your heart rate at a steady tempo, but that it's not boom, 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 boom. And I know that's not like the scientific term, but I'm trying to like say that in terms that you'll understand. So maximum heart rate, all that good stuff, we can get into that. But, you know, not everyone's going to test themselves as they're running or jogging. But think of it from a RPE scale from 1 to 10. Where do you lie? Man, is this jog? Is it a 5? Is it a 6? How tired am I? Stay in that window, 15 to 20 minutes, you know, 3 times a week. I think that should answer a lot of questions about that there. If you're trying to burn the most amount of calories and see a lot of good benefits from your cardio in a quicker amount of time, interval training, where you speed up your heart rate, slow it down, speed it back up. If I have any questions over that. People will ask then, what about cardio for warm-up? I think if you're strength training, weight training, whatever you want to call it, we should call it weight training. Not everyone's trying to bench press 500 pounds. Weight training. If you're weight training, I really think it's important to use all of the energy that you do have kind of locked in. Use that in your weightlifting because the last thing you want to do is to do a pretty good cardio workout. Feeling a little sluggish, you get to the gym, and let's just use a random example. Let's say you can bench press 20-pound dumbbells, okay, for 10 reps. Awesome job, by the way, if you can. Well, if you're tired from your cardio, you might only be able to bench press 10 pounds, dumbbell bench press 10 pounds for 7 reps because you're tired. I would rather you perform the best of your ability in your weight training, and then whatever you kind of have left over, if you're gonna do cardio at the same time, do that after your weightlifting. There's nothing wrong with doing it before. I just think people see better results when they do cardio after or on another day, if that makes sense. I think you should, and like, you know, like I already said before, weightlifting is going to be your best bet for losing weight training. You know, it doesn't have to be 700 pounds on the bench bar. You don't have to be doing 300 pounds on the squats, but getting some weight and moving is going to help burn more calories at the end of the day. It will. But again, when we're talking about cardio, we're talking about heart health, not necessarily man, I want to burn fat. So that should kind of conquer the myth there that, you know, people who jog every day, this is kind of interesting. And I don't criticize anybody. I don't think I know everything. I know that. There's a lot of different ways to train. There's a lot of different ways to reach your goal. There's not just one way that works. And you got to get that out of your head. Like, do I sprint, Jared? Do I jog? Excuse me. Do I sprint? Do I jog? Do I do this? All of it will work. At the end of the day, all of it will work. But you got to figure out what's best for you. But weight training, like I said, is going to help burn the calories the most. And cardio for heart health. I forget where I was going with that. I'm drawing a blank. Drawing a blank, people. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So yes. So cardio, people, if you watch on the street, and like I said, I don't judge anybody, but just from years and years of kind of just people watching, I think that's the term when you just watch people. That sounds kind of creepy. But the people I see jog all the time, and this is no offense to them, I don't really see their bodies change too much. Now, that's not true for everyone. It's not. But I think there's this notion that, like, if I jog 15 minutes, I'll lose 10 pounds. That's just not necessarily true. Could you? Yes. Depending on where you're at, where your abilities lie, where's your fitness level at currently. But just jogging in itself does not automatically mean, or any type of cardio like swimming, cycling, does not automatically mean you're going to lose the poundage. And I think we know that too because of our diet. You got to have a good diet to go along with that. So when you think about cardio, always think about, man, this is to keep my heart healthy. This is for me to keep living strong. That be your first go-to. A lot of people will weight train or weight lift, all this other stuff. They'll say, well, I don't need cardio because I'm lifting weights, I'm burning calories, I'm losing weight. Sure. But you also see those people in the gym, they'll do one set of an exercise and then they'll sit around, look on their phone on Facebook to see what Jillian's doing down the street. 10 minutes go by, then they do the next set. So how much work are they really getting done when they're lifting? So, or how much, how elevated is their heart during their workout when they're taking 10-minute breaks between each set? So cardio needs to be your first thought, as in, I want a healthy heart. Okay. When we go to sprinting, because I know some of y'all probably right now are thinking, okay, well, I'm definitely going to do the interval training. Well, how do we do that? Always start small. That's what I try to tell everybody is, no matter where you are at in your fitness level, you always want to start small and work your way up. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to do like a crazy cardio routine where you sprint 100 yards, you walk 100 yards, sprint 100 yards, and you do that for an hour. You'll probably be exhausted for the next 4 or 5 days. And what we want to do is push our bodies enough in our cardio workouts to where we recover either the next day or maybe 2 days later. I always like to have a day in between when I do my cardio workouts or my weightlifting. So just because you did a 45-minute elliptical on level 100 and you're like, man, I killed it today. That's on Monday. Then your legs, your body hurts. You don't do cardio again until Saturday. Well, you could have had 3 other good training sessions if you just would have done 20 minutes on the elliptical at level 50 those 3 days. Does that make sense? Awesome. Everybody should be doing it. It doesn't always have to be about weight loss. When you're kind of committing to one type of cardio, stick with it. Don't jog and then do sprints the next time. See what works best for you. What do you feel the best doing? For me, and a lot of people are gonna think this is weird, and if Ray's watching this right now or watching this later, I know he's gonna give me some beef about this, but I love Corey G. He's a fitness coach out in the world of Instagram and all that good stuff. He does lunges. I thought that was interesting. He does lunges for 15 to 30 minutes. And because he believes it builds your legs and it's also classified as cardio. So that's what I did. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing lunges. Is that for everybody? No. But that's my cardio routine, and I'll do that 2 or 3 days a week for sure. I ate that shepherd's pie, and you know, it's getting to me. It's getting to me. But yeah, everyone should be doing cardio 3 days a week, or try to keep it equal to the amount you are weight training. Weight training twice a week. Let's do cardio twice a week. Once you add another day of strength training or weight training, add another day of cardio. Now, for the people who don't do any weight training at all, I'm not against that. I'm not saying, woe is you or you're terrible. That's totally fine. Some people's goals are to be able to run marathons, or maybe they just really love running. And that's great. That's really, really good. I think that's healthy, and I think that's a great way to get into shape. But the same rule applies to them, is it's mainly going to be for your heart health, and don't push it to the point where you can't do another cardio routine for another 2 or 3 days. You want to take small steps. So getting started, let's say you're not doing any cardio at all. Start with 10 minutes. I'd always say to people, you know, walking is a great form of cardio to get started. And everyone's always like, oh, that's so easy. I can walk. I walk all the time. When in reality, they're probably like in a chair like I am right now for 3/4 of the day, go home. Maybe they walk down the street with their dog and then come back for 5 minutes, and they eat dinner and they sit down again. 10 minutes walking. Walking can actually push you pretty hard. You know, I used to walk for 45 minutes, and let me tell you, that will get your heart rate up, especially if you're going up and down hills. So if you haven't started any type of cardio yet, I really want to push you, just add in some simple walking. Down the street for 10 minutes, 10 to 15. If 5 minutes is a stretch for you, like if you're gassed after 5 minutes, sure. But I think a 10-minute cardio in the beginning is a good place to start, and do it by walking. Cycling and swimming, like I said, all of it's the same when it comes to heart health. It all works. But walking is something that we all can do. You don't need any extra equipment for it, you know? And after that, once you're able to walk for, let's say 15, 20, 30 minutes, start doing some uphill brisk walking. That'll elevate the heart pretty quickly for you, and it's not going to put a toll on the body, right? Another thing that people struggle with, that think that cardio is all about just running, is that the knees were hurt. And I'm sure this maybe has happened to some of y'all where, you know, I want to lose 15 pounds and you're running every day and your knees are killing you. Your body's just telling you it's too much. It's too much. Either slow down the amount you're doing or how fast you're doing it. So if you're running 2 miles, maybe just run 1.5 miles. You're doing too much. I hope that makes it clear to everybody. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're trying to lose weight. It doesn't matter if you've been doing cardio for years and years and years and you want to stop. I think it's important. I think you should be doing it every single week, 2 or 3 times a week. Start with 10 minutes. Heart health is huge. I know muscles are a big thing in the fitness world right now. Everybody wants to be toned. Everybody wants to be lean. But let's think about the inner workings of our body, right? If you have a bad heart, you ain't getting nowhere in life. So make sure you're adding that into all of your workout routines. Please let me know if you have any questions over that. So let's say you're experienced, right? Let's say that you've been doing cardio for quite some time. How should I say this? How do you change it up? So if you're someone who can run 3 or 4 miles easily, you've been doing it for weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe months, maybe not pushing that dial to like another hour, another 2 hours. A lot of us don't have that time. Changing up how you do that, your cardio, will inflict another stimulus, a different stimulus your body isn't used to. So if you're someone that always does the elliptical, change it up. After a couple months, if you feel like it's pretty easy, change it up. Do what's it called? Brain fart. Treadmill. Do the treadmill. Change up how you're doing your cardio. I've done lunges for years, but I will tell you, sometimes I just don't want to do it, and so I'll do walking instead. But I do think if you kind of hit a plateau where you're like, man, I can run 4 miles and it's super easy, change it up. I want you to do swimming instead. It will all work for you, I promise. There's not just one way of cardio that works and none of the others. They all work. Can you see what she's doing right here? That's what you don't want to be doing. You don't want to be laying down. She walks like 10 minutes, Lola. That's who I'm talking about. Not my wife, Lola. She'll walk 10 minutes and she's dead. We need to work on that a little bit. Getting a little older. So we'll hang out for a couple minutes. I know that was very brief information. I didn't want this to be like, hey, you need to work out, do this, do the specific. I will say again, just in my experience, if you talk to another fitness instructor, fitness coach, they might tell you a little different. But interval training, where you raise the heart rate and lower it, that's prime time, baby. Prime time to burn those calories. Get your heart rate really, really high, then let it bring it down low. Kind of recover, boost that sucker right back up. That's why I think it works out the best. 20 minutes, bada bing, bada boom. Don't make it complicated. And like I said, all you people that say walking doesn't work, probably not really walking. You're probably walking down the street and back. You walk for 45 minutes, do that for a month, and tell me you don't feel better. Not just for people who are older in age. Not old, older in age. It's for everybody. Like I said before too, when it comes to like when you should do it, you can do like, if you want to warm up your body before a workout, by all means, 5 minutes on the elliptical, 5 minutes walking. That's not gonna impact your weight training. But if you're doing an hour running at 12 miles per hour right before you weight train, it's gonna impact your ability to perform at your best in that workout scenario, in that weightlifting session. And I think that's a mistake. I do. I think you should really put all of your effort into your weightlifting and then give yourself time to recover, then finish with your cardio or add your cardio inside your weightlifting. Boom. Man, that's good. That's great information. You should write that down in your notebook. Jot it down. So hopefully that answers some questions for you guys. Cardio is for everybody, no matter what your age is. Swimming, cycling, sprinting, walking, it all works. Find what works for you. Start small. Baby steps. You've never walked before? Walk 10 minutes. Don't walk an hour and a half and then the next 4 days you can't move. Don't do that. Small steps wins the race. I don't know if that's a quote, but I made it one. All right, so it doesn't seem like there's any questions. That's why I'm kind of awkwardly sitting here. Thank you guys for being here. If you are tuning into the live stream tonight, I just want to say thank you. I love that you guys are here. I love that you guys are getting involved and you're listening. Hopefully I've helped you learn a little bit of why I think it's important. If you're watching this after the live stream, I love you too. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you can. Leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you're looking for something else during these live streams I can help you out with, let me know. Other than that, I'll give you guys another minute and then we're out of here. I don't know why that makes that noise when I do that. Look at this. That's from 10 minutes of walking right here. 10 minutes of walking. Dead. Dead. Alright guys, like I said, I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Hopefully I helped you out. If you have any more questions, reach out to me through social media. If you're going to be at the gym tomorrow, if you're any of the clients that come to our personal or group trainings, hybrid day tomorrow, both legs and upper body, be ready. It's going to be a good one. I love you guys. Have a great night.